Hey everyone, and welcome to the beginning of our series on doing Caesar 3 Reconquered in 2025. I'm just making this brief introduction here before the video starts to let you know that I am streaming these live on Twitch at twitch.tv/authorvalentine. You're going to see some jump cuts here and there. I'm trying to take out some of the shenanigans and tomfoolery that my chat does with Tangia redemptions and things like that, just to make a smoother viewing experience for you all on YouTube. But if you want to come to the Twitch channel, join the chat, and see all of this happen live, you are welcome to do so, and I greatly appreciate the support. With that said, I hope you enjoy the videos in the series. Let's get started. Gentlemen, I got Augustus all up to date, so for anyone who doesn't know, for anyone who wants to be playing this along with the stream, or who wants to be kind of jumping into this and following along, this is run on the Augustus mod of Caesar 3. This is not vanilla. Just as a matter of principle, vanilla Caesar 3 is kind of a mess, so don't play it. It's missing a lot of features. It's I mean, it's nostalgic for people who played it way back when, but the Augustus mod is where it's at. So I highly recommend getting it. It's easy to install. It's easy to get running. I'm like nearing 40, and I'm highly incompetent with my computer, and I got it to work. So if I can do it, you can too. I believe in you. Now, that being said, the way it's done has changed. It used to be a load thing, so you used to download the individual maps, and then you'd go in here, and it would be labeled like this, so Reconquered 1 through... There's 20 maps. It's mirroring the campaign. 1 through 20. And that's how it would be done. Dude, my nose is running like crazy. Holy smoke. But now, it's actually inside the start new campaign. So there's the original campaign. This is where you'd actually play through the vanilla, and now it's listed as the Reconquered campaign by Commissar Merrick. He is the creator, and now we're going to get into the only change here, which I think is we're going to skip over. But if you're new to the campaign, if you're playing this for the first time, you can listen to these. They give context and they give tutorials. But the voice has changed, the AI voice.
Historical background. The year is 706 BC, and Rome is a kingdom that has been at war with its Etruscan neighbors almost constantly.
I'm not even going to turn it up. It's literally... No, it's a good thing you can't hear it. It's generic American AI, man, and I hate it. So we're going to skip it. So let's get to the city here. I wonder if I can actually bring that up without... There was an unrecoverable error in Augustus. Wow, we're getting off to a great start here. Augustus has absolutely... This is fucking JYC's fault. Space! Damn, I got the timing down good on that. JYC is literally sabotaging me as we speak. We're trying to have a nice Roman stream here.
Intelligence has not yet determined the exact location
God.
of the beacon, but you
Holy
can be
shit.
sure it will be heavily
My
guarded by
penis
the
is a wreck.
Soviets.
I regret everything I've ever said on the stream. I'm telling you. I've opened myself up to so much. You guys want me to take the hoodie off? You can see the sweater right here. You can see the neck of it right here, you know? Is this very important to you guys? Also, you know what I need to do? I just realized. Chat is too big here. I've got to make you guys less obnoxious on the screen. There we go. There we go. Okay. Pouring that on top of your sweater would only make you sweat more and make it more smelly. I put it on right now because I was slightly cold, but now I'm getting pretty hot. So I'm gonna take it off in a second. Alright, give me a second. It got really warm last week, and then all of a sudden, like a couple days ago, it got super cold, man. It's like in the single digit Celsius here at night.
Historical background.
Alright, let's see if it crashes this time. Hopefully we're good. I am not a Nurgle follower. I am not a Chaos agent. Alright, let me take it off so you guys can get your sweater gooning here. There you go. There you go. He's coming hard. He's coming fast. There you go. What's up, Senpai? Alright. God, it's been a while. It's been a while since we heard this music. Holy smoke. What's up, Silent Marauder? No. I'm gonna be... Look, let me start this fresh before I get distracted by JOIC's fucking trolling again. So... Hello, Merrick. We're gonna be playing this in the way I usually play these games, which is fairly slow. All right, I'm not a quick player. We're gonna be explaining things as we go. We're gonna be talking about what we're doing as I'm doing it. This is not meant to be a hyper optimized run. I don't usually speed up the game speed unless I'm like waiting for people to come into the city on certain maps, especially like Luck Dunham, things like that. So we're just gonna be talking about it and going into it. No hard and fast for me. Sweater, are you okay? Did he hurt you? Blink twice if you're in danger. You guys gotta stop. You gotta get off this sweater, okay? It's eventually gonna get warm in here, and the sweater's gonna go back in the closet, all right? It's not gonna be seen for months. What are you guys gonna do? All right, let me fucking focus here, people. Jesus. Listen. This is map 1. Mission 1. We're going to be talking about, like I said, each thing that we're doing as we do it. Now, for those of you who don't know, who weren't here when I was like majorly doing Caesar 3 content, Caesar 3 is a city building game with a military element. The military element is very small. It's not very complex. It's pretty bare bones, and for the most part, it's just there to add kind of another layer to challenge to certain missions. Not all missions even have a military element. Some of them forego it completely, so it's not like a major part of every map that we're going to play, or even a minor part of any maps. So I'll just... Jesus, now I got people complaining about the chat. It's the chat's problem. It's lagging. It's this, it's that. I know what the problem was. I know what I did. That was actually my fault. Thank you for letting me know. Where's the dungeons? Are the dungeon Pangaea's not there? I see Dungeon Duel there. No, they're listed as enabled. So if you don't see them on there, then it's a Pangaea thing. Okay. Pangaea, maybe they're updating them, maybe they're doing maintenance, I have no idea. Alright, so this is mission numero uno. Now, let me just talk about the vanilla campaign. So the vanilla Caesar 3 experience, you know, was hard if you weren't getting help or looking up a guide or, you know, like talking to someone who had already played the game. The game doesn't really do a good job inherently of explaining systems to you. So I think for a lot of people, if they just picked up this game, they might have gotten frustrated with it because it's like, wait, how am I even supposed to set up a proper block? What's up, Furby? So it had a bit of a wall right off the bat. Now, Merrick, what he's done when he's gone back in, he's made it in such a way that things are explained pretty well right off the bat. A lot of things are even disabled to start off. You're just creating a bare bones city block with some economy in this first mission. Now, on the right side of the screen, right next to my big old fat head here, you see the side panel. This gives you all your objectives. So each map comes with objectives. And there's 5 of them per map. There's your culture, prosperity, peace, favor, and population, right? Population is self-explanatory. It's how many people are in your city. Favor is a measure of your favor with Caesar, right? So if you piss him off, if he asks for things you don't give them to him, your favor will go down. Just for an example, a couple other things affected, but if you're fulfilling his orders, doing what he wants, it'll go up. Peace is a measure of, peace, making sure your city's not getting sacked by barbarians. You get it. Prosperity is how prosperous your city is. It's, if you have a tent town here and you have no food and you have, no education, no anything, and your people are living like plebs or Gauls or, Germans, you're not prosperous, the score's going to be low. But if you have higher level homes and big insulae and patricians and a variety of entertainment for them and things like that, then your prosperity will go up. And then culture is the least important thing, but culture is things, like entertainment and education stuff. That contributes to your culture. That one usually just gets fulfilled by you developing your cities, so that's the one no one really worries about. Okay. Well, that started. That's a lot of yapping. In this first map, we have kind of a pre-built area, so it's kind of a little blueprint on how you can set up a block here. So I'll go ahead and move some things out. We've got food over here. I'm going to go ahead and take out this here. The arable land here, so lands where you can build farms, is right here. We've got these little, grassy areas, the light yellow color there that goes on top of it. And this is where you can drop farms here. If you're trying to build farms elsewhere, it'll just go straight red. You can't do it. Likewise, fishing, of course, doesn't happen on every map. Fishing will go on rivers or out by the sea. Things like that. That's your food. Now, you don't have to worry about food right away, but what you do need to worry about is people. So, there's a couple ways you can do this. If you just kind of drag along here, what's going to happen is you're going to end up with a bit of a funky block. So if I just do this, right? First of all, houses merge into little 2x2 units. This area right here, for example, would mean there's just this little lonely 1x1 house that can't really develop, and it's going to be mooching resources. You don't want this. Further, the way that plebs come in, sometimes they'll come in at a rate that'll cause, instead of these 4 merging together into one unit, it'll be these 4, which means these 2 just stick as 1x1s. This is not really advisable here, so you don't want to do that. So what I'll do is I'll just move up here. I'll count 2, and then I'll build another group of 4. And then here, because we have this rock here, I'll just do it right here, and then we can put something else in this area that we want to later. And we'll just keep doing the same thing here. And then here we'll wait. Over here, I'll go ahead and get that. I'll grab this. I'll grab this. And we'll have a kind of another awkward area here, but it's fine. We'll wait till this comes in. That's fine. What's up, Fairby? Damn, even Fairby's here. Okay, so this will cause our plebs to come in. By the way, these little red signpost is marking where people will come into your city. The blue signpost is where people will go out. And we've got our fair settlers heading into our nice city. Now, one thing we are going to need right away is water. And I do see that fountains are enabled from the beginning on this one. So your plebs, see how they're merging into these, and they're 1x1s, and they're going to merge into a nice 2x2 here? That's what you want. This is what you like to see. But right now, they're just little kind of pathetic tent towns, and we don't like tent towns. We don't like tents, we don't like poor people, we don't like anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of these things here. We're going to grab our reservoir. I'll just dump it right there, that's fine. And this is going to fill up. It's got to be near water. It's got to be touching water. And then we'll go ahead and go to the fountain. And when you have a fountain that's in range of a reservoir, you'll see it fills up with water. You can, if I hover it right there, you can see it. If I move it too far away, it'll be empty. So you can see how far your reservoir ranges. Also, when you're building the reservoir, you can see an outline of how far the range is there too. All right, so I'll go ahead and drop a few of these. Just 2. And that caused these to level up a little bit. So now they're slightly nicer tents. You love to see it. Now that they have merged together, I'll go ahead and add some more homes here. Get you guys up there, get you up there. And you can see our population is growing. We have 128 plebs living here now. And they are looking, well, not really healthy. They're living in tent towns. It's fine. Okay. One thing that you should get in the habit of doing when a map starts, I didn't do this time because I was just kind of explaining stuff, is taking a look at the Empire map here. So that's accessed by this button. That's right below the mini-map on the top. And this will show you your lovely map with the Ireland included. I'm shocked and appalled. Get Ireland out of here. It doesn't belong there. And you can see your city here. We have Ostia. And we have a bunch of little cities here with yellow flags. These are not cities we can interact with. The blue flag here, the teal flag, we can't interact with that. But this red one, we can interact with. This is Rome. And we can open up a trade route with Rome here. So, here you can see what you can buy from Rome and what you can sell to Rome. So Rome will sell me fruit and furniture, and they'll buy from me wheat, clay, and timber. You can see here there's a little cart here that signifies it's a land route. Also, if you hover over it, it'll say land route. So that'll let you know the traders will be coming by land. They'll be coming the same way as your plebs are coming, so they're coming in through that greenish, blue. God damn, they're coming in from the red side and going out from the out the blue side there, just like your plebs. So let's go ahead and open that up. And I just noticed my camera slightly cut off. Let me move this thing here a little bit. Okay, and then we'll go here. Okay, that'll just make it so I'm less cut off there. There we go. The plebs are coming, I know. Okay. So, what we're going to want to do is, and one of the first things you're going to be concern yourself with, is money. Now, at the top of the screen, you see your denarii here. This is your funds. It's how much money you have, and everything in this game costs money to build. So if we go over to like our reservoir, that cost us 80 denarii to build. The fountain cost us 15. It's cheap, right? The houses are the only thing that don't cost money. You can just spam them out, and that's fine. But everything else costs big bucks, big moolah. The biggest moolah. So you want to be conscious of where you're getting that moolah from. We need to know, where is this money coming from? Now that we have an open trade route, well, we can get some help with that. So what we'll do here is we have some options. So they buy wheat, they buy clay, they buy timber. Well, wheat is nice, right? Because wheat is something we need to feed our plebs with, so we can get some wheat right away. But wheat only sells for $22 a pop. It's cheap. It's cheaper than a Korean bowl cut. So, what about clay? That gives us more money. That costs $30. We'll get $30 a pop for that. That's pretty good. But timber is even better here. Big money right here. $35. $35 already. That's big money. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that. And we're going to get our economy running. We have an increased trading. All right. But wait, you say. Your block looks a little funny. There's nothing around here. You've got no services. Isn't something bad going to happen? You've got this little tail of road coming out here, so people are going to get lost, and I'm getting at that. You just let it happen. Let it happen. It's fine. When something happens, we'll tell you what happened and how it happened, and then we'll go and fix it. I can see my chat's already exploding. They're already trying to tell me, but Val, you're making a mistake. Take it easy. I'm a professional. I'm teaching the people what they need to know. All right. So let's go ahead and get a couple things started here. First, we're going to go ahead and get set up some... Let me actually just make sure I can get it. Raw materials, timber. Yeah, we can get our timber right away. Let me just clear some of this stuff out of here. There we go. We're going to get a... Whoa! Inadequate prevention measures have allowed fires to start. Even now, flames are sweeping through parts of the city. That's right. That's right, boys. Listen. You might think you have a reservoir here. You have fountains here. There's plenty of water. There's something you have to understand about Rome. Rome has two primary enemies. And these enemies have outlasted the life of the empire itself and last even to this day. The first of those enemies are the barbarians. They come in, they break our laws, they sack our towns, they take our women. The Gauls, the Germans, the Africans. Everyone east of the Rhine. But the second enemy is a far more insidious enemy. And that enemy of Rome is the plebs. The plebs of Rome are incompetent fools who live only for the grain dole, for bread and circuses. They don't know how to feed themselves, they barely know how to clothe themselves, and at every opportunity, they will set fire to things, even if you have water right here. So some careless pleb has set fire to his house, and if we're not careful, the fire will spread. So what do we do about this? How do we prevent this? Well, let me tell you. There's a lovely building here, and it's called a prefecture. And the prefecture has two functions here. We have a firefighting function and a crime fighting function, a police function here. So not only will they put out fires, they'll prevent fires from even starting in the first place, and they'll kill criminals on the streets with their swords. This is the kind of police autonomy that I wish we had in the modern world. So we're going to go ahead and build one of these. And a red flag is going to pop up here. There it is. And now we're going to have, here he is. It's our little guy. And because there's a fire going on, he's actually going to grab buckets of water and he's going to go try to fight that fire. Here he goes. There he goes. You love to see it. I'm going to go ahead. Don't worry about what I'm doing now. I'm just cutting this off. There we go. Okay, so he put out one fire, but another one started. Well, while a fire is going on, you cannot get rid of these buildings. You cannot. Can't happen. Only once the fire's put out and we've got rubble here can we actually take away the rubble. The careless plebs have died. We don't really care about them too much. But there's a cascading problem here, and you might notice. Our prefecture here is so busy putting out fires that he can't get out to the rest of the city and prevent new fires from starting. Thank you, Cody. Welcome in. So it's important for the people that one of the first things you do is grab a prefecture, and this should be one of the very first things that is on your block. See, look, he goes ahead, he drops his buckets, he stabs a poor person on the street, and he goes back out, starts putting out more fires. You love to see it. So we'll go ahead and let these burn down as they may. That's fine. I'm not in any rush to save the plebs' lives. They're getting what's coming to them. However, there's another thing that's going to be happening right now. And it might not happen because of the constant fires that are happening here, which is actually preventing the other crisis that I wanted to happen from happening, and that is buildings collapsing. Buildings collapsing is the second things that can happen to buildings. Now, fires, I think we'll always get to them first, but don't worry too much about that. There's a second structure we need to ensure that the plebs don't ruin everything in our city, and that is the engineer's post. So, just like the prefecture will go around, and this little guy will fight fires and prevent things from catching fire here, which you can't do right now because I've set this up in a way that he can't. The engineer will go around and maintain the structural integrity of our buildings. Now you can see this is a really small building. It's just a little one-banger. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this. I'll put it right up here. Why not? All right. There we go. So now we have a prefecture who's walking around, and he's going to prevent fires. And we have this guy, and that's our engineer, and he's going to walk around, and he's going to make sure all the buildings are up to snuff. Nothing's going to collapse. Because plebs, don't you know, they can make even tents collapse. They're just that stupid. So, the fires are done. Let's go ahead and fix up our city. We'll rebuild. And that's fine for now. And we have our basics going here, right? Now, we won't worry about fires. Criminals are getting stabbed in the chest on the street. Their skeletons are being left to rot on the roads themselves. It's wonderful. It's perfect. But if you look somewhere on the right here, I'm wanting this to happen, but it's not happening yet. The gods are angry. So we're gonna let that happen. We'll take that as it comes to us. And let's go back to what we were trying to focus on, making money. Making money. So, oh, here we go. Finally. Unhappy at your lack of attention to him, Neptune conjures up a small storm. Now, the gods are pissed, right? We set up these towns, we've invited these plebs, but the gods ain't having it. Now, Neptune got mad and he caused a storm, but we have no boats or anything right now. And so that didn't really hurt us, but the other ones will. So here's what we need to do. We need to make sure the gods are happy. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to build some small temples. There's a button here called Auto Cycle. I'm going to turn that on. And there's 5 gods here. We've got Ceres, Neptune, Mercury, and Mars. We're going to go ahead and establish a bunch of temples for these losers. I mean, these gods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. Perfect. There we go. And that will take care. You'll see this mark here, that little lightning bolt mark. You're going to see that reduce until it reaches 0. And then we're not going to have to worry about gods. But Val, it just went up to 5. Relax, nerds. Take it easy. Plebs are leaving the city. Don't even worry about them. Don't even worry about it. All right. Let's go. I'm going to grab a warehouse here. And we cut back the trees a little bit too far. We kind of goofed. We kind of did a bit of a goof. He did the chat voice. Listen, I'm doing my best here. Got a lot of managing to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get my timber yards lined up first. We're going to get 3 of them. I'm just feeling like 3. Why not? I'm going to go ahead and build a road. I'm going to go ahead and get that warehouse. Because where are they going to take the timber, man? They're going to drop it off at that warehouse. That's what they're going to do with it. And remember, just like before, when we had these engineers and prefectures here because of fires and things like that, well, we got to do the same thing here. So we're going to grab an engineer and a prefecture, so these timber yards don't burn down. Uh-oh, we got a plague in our city. Perfect, perfect. There's so many things going wrong, you love to see it. So now, you might think, hey, Val, I set up a fire department here. Why are my houses on fire? Well, plebs get sick too. And these plebs get sick all the time. They're really unhealthy, degenerate, disgusting people, right? So, we need to make sure they're healthy. What do we need for that? A doctor. A doctor. So, let's grab our doctor here. And I'll go ahead and drop him right here. That's just fine and dandy. And even to make him more healthier, because for some reason this affects health, we're going to get a barber too. Because, you know, they check for lice. Maybe they give you a shave. They make it so you don't look completely disgusting. It affects the overall health of the city. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be great. We have a problem here. We have a problem. We have our guys, and they're cutting lumber, and we built our warehouse, but these guys aren't taking over the wood to the warehouse. Let's go ahead and right-click on it, and we can see all the people who are allowed to come here. But we need to go over here to special orders. And you can see we have all these things, including timber, and we can see that it is not accepting here. So I'm going to make sure that is accepting. You can set how much you want to be accepted in an individual warehouse. So we're going to go ahead and we'll just do 20. We'll do 16 for now. How about that? And then we're going to go ahead and exit this panel. And now let's see if it worked. There it goes. Okay, cool. It works. I'm being asked for clay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But you might say to me, Val, no one's coming to your city. No one's coming to your city. What's going on here? So many things have gone wrong here. Can we even recover on mission 1 of the campaign? We have advisors. We can see it took me to the gods advisor here. The gods are happy. So what could be going wrong? We've got our labor advisor here. We've got our wages here. Wages look good. Let's go to this chief advisor, the guy all the way on the right here. Lack of jobs prevents immigration. No food stored last month. You have no legions to command. City health is bad. There is problem upon problem here. It's crazy. It's crazy. Here's what we need to do. We need jobs. We need food. Let's go ahead and tackle those things first. Also, dang, we open up that trade route. We're storing this lumber. We forgot to do something. You see these little donkeys?
I don't know why I bother with this route. They don't buy anything or have anything they want to sell me.
These dirty Persians who were for some reason in 8th century BC Italy. We need to make it so they can buy the wood. You fool. So let's go over here, back to our advisors, and right here, this 5th one with the grapes, that is my trade advisor. Let's go to timber, and we can see it's exportable, so we need to click on it, and its default is not exporting. So we need to turn that on, and it's going to go exports over 0. Now, there's going to be some cases where you want to keep some of your lumber, or your clay, or whatever it is. So maybe you want to keep a certain amount at all times, so you don't want it to sell off everything. So maybe you'll want to keep 8. So you can do exports over 8. So if they have 8 or less lumber, the traders won't buy that. We don't care about that right now. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Exports over 0. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Perfect. You love to see it. Okay. So that's going to take care of the trade. And now look at here. You see this dirty donkey here. And he bought up all that lumber, and our money went up. It's just like magic. You love to see it. All right, but the plebs are starving. Once again, it all comes down to bread and circuses. We're going to build some farms. Let's go. I'm going to get a farm here, a farm here. There's a bush here. I didn't even see it. There we go. And we're going to get a farm here and a farm there. All right, so here we go. Let's make a road for our lovely farms. Let's make sure we've got our engineer's post. And a prefecture. We're going to bring this up. I'm going to clear some of this stuff out here. And we're going to want to connect this so we can grow this food. A second here. We're missing a road. This one wasn't touching a road. We're going to need to connect this with a granary. That's right. Ye old granary. There we go. And just like our warehouse, we need to tell our granary what to do. We're going to right-click on it. And we're going to go to wheat. And hit accepting. So now it's going to be able to get that wheat that we have. Or that we are harvesting. You can see the farmers are already bringing in that wheat. And it's lovely. Now, there's something that we're going to need here to prevent a little bit of plebbery. And I'm getting blah, 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 blah. All right. If you're a nerd, you can call this a harem. But if you're a Giga Chad, you just call it a granary, by the way. All right. There's something that we need. And that's something... That something that we need is a roadblock. A harem. What is a roadblock? Well, as you can see, as we've built things like our prefecture, like our engineer's post, our temples, you can see we've got people walking around our city. And they're walking around and they're visiting the houses. And these are called walkers, right? Not the kind of walkers that old people use. Just people who are walking around. And these guys are the ones delivering their services to the plebs of our city. Walkers are stupid. And they'll just go wherever they want. But you don't want walkers to go wherever they want. You want them to stay in an area, right? You want them to stay in a certain area so they don't get cooked and go places where they're not providing their services. And the way we do this is we build something called a roadblock. So this prevents these walkers from wandering over here, and it also prevents these walkers from just wandering over here. We're keeping things segregated. Segregation is the way, and that's what we're doing. We have another problem. It's a big problem. We're getting food. This is good, right? You can see our granary now has 100 wheat in it. We're getting more and more. I love racism. I love talking shit about Gauls. Fuck! Stop making me look bad. Okay. We need a way for the plebs to get their hands on this food. Now, plebs are too stupid to go to the granary and just get food from the granary. They need a market. So let's go ahead and go over here to our industrial buildings here. We're going to grab our market for $40. And we're going to place it nice and close to the granary here. And this is going to spawn the most treacherous person in the entire game of Caesar 3. A woman. And by that I mean a market lady. Market ladies are inherently degenerate and fat, and they often do things you don't want them to do. In this case, we don't have too much going on here where we're going to have to worry about it. Come on. No, let me fist you. In this case, we don't have too much to worry about here. Because we don't have any other things the market ladies are going to go try to hunt down. So we're just going to let this market chill here. And we're going to right click on it. And you can see that lists things that it can go trade. Stop it. You can see things that the market lady will go and fetch. Now, it's a good habit to get into to just immediately turn everything off here besides things you wanted to immediately go fetch. So in this case, wheat. So that's what we're going to do. We have another problem, boys. Holy smoka. It's a big one. Our unemployment is at 0%, negative 37. Negative 37. Let's just say you're a guy. And you want to, for some reason, you want to come... Fortunately, our unemployment problem, before it becomes too bad, is going to be solved. Why? Well, we got jobs, we've got healthcare, and we've got food. We've got the basics to get people into our city. So now, once again, you can see the immigrants are flocking to us. And while normally this might be a problem, for us right now, this is exactly what we want. Let's go ahead and build more houses. And we're going to let our unemployment raise up a little bit. So we want some unemployed people so we can start new jobs. Now, there's a couple things that happened while we were talking that I didn't touch on. I let it go. But one of them that was important was we got a request from Caesar. If you're ever lost and if something happens and you miss it...
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure about that. You can go to this button right here that's on your side panel. It says View Messages. And you can scroll through to see what's going on. So you can see the plebs are complaining. The gods are upset. No one cares about these things. But what we do care about is this one. The Emperor requests goods. So, Caesar has requested that we send him in Rome 4 clay. 4 clay. We have a time limit on this. So if you look at the bottom here, you can see the clay symbol. It says 04 because we have no stored. 19 months. So it started at 24 months. 24 months is pretty usual for a time frame to get fulfill orders. So we need clay, right? How do we get it? Well, if we go to raw materials here, clay pit, we can build it, but I just can't put it anywhere. It needs to be near a water source. Clay has to be somewhere near water, okay? Now, as it so happens on this lovely map, we have 3 water sources. We've got one up here, one near our city, and then we've got this lonely one down here. The lonely one is what we're going to target. Clay and industrial buildings are really undesirable. The plebs don't like them. Plebs just get mad at everything. Anything the plebs will get mad at, they will get mad at, all right? This is okay. We could do this, but it would take up some of our farmland. I mean, we could put a couple up here. It would also be really far away from our businesses down here, right? It would be... We'd have to set up like a second center for a warehouse and things like that. So we're going to use this location down here. This is what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and clear some of these trees. Here we go. And I'm gonna make a. Ooh, actually, we're not gonna do that. Let's get a little. You guys are gonna make me earn my editing hours this time. DaVinci Resolve and I are gonna be best friends. All right. We've created a little passageway here. Now we need to get our clay up and running. We've got some unemployment here, quite a bit actually, 42%. So let's go ahead and build 3. Why not? We're gonna get 3 of these.
Come on, you gates!
We're gonna get 3 of these. We're gonna connect our road here. And then if you remember, this is only taking timber. We gotta go over here. We gotta select clay so it's accepting it, and we're gonna go ahead and go to 16. So now we've set up 2 types of industry here. We've got timber, we've got clay. We've got a warehouse that takes both. We haven't started to sell clay. Remember, we've only started to sell timber. So we have to go back to our trade advisor here. We're gonna have to go to clay and go to exportable. Exports over 0, that's fine. But Val, you say? We need to send some to Caesar. You're right. There's a magic button here, which my microphone is kind of covering, and I just realized this. Huh? Okay, there we go. You can kind of see it now. It's a button that says store. So we're going to click on that. But we've been very rudely interrupted. Greek colony of Crouton establishes contact. The fucking croutons are here. To the Roman governor of Ostia, I, tyrant of Crouton, in my great wisdom, have decided that both of our peoples would benefit from mutual trade and exchange of goods. Our traders have been instructed to make necessary preparations, and your ships will be always welcome in our harbors, assuming you pay us a trading permit fee, of course. New trading partner unlocked. The city of Crouton, which can be found in southern Italy, offers trade relations, and docks have been unlocked. And we've got some historical background. We're not going to read it this time. Now, I know what you're saying. Greeks? Listen, I don't like Greeks either. Greeks are functionally just the chattel of effeminate gay bitch boys of Europe. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I'm trying to insult the Greeks here, but thank you. Nothing has changed in thousands of years of history, right? The femboy Greeks are here for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to satisfy gay Roman men. All right. However, we're playing... What the fuck is this? We're playing in the Roman monarchy. The Greeks, sadly, are still a powerhouse in Europe, which means we have to deal with them. You hate to see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up that trade route, but we're not going to do it yet. We still have more to do with our current trade route that I'm not quite satisfied with.
No, come back. Let me suck you. Oh, okay.
Remember, there's one other thing that we can sell to Rome, and that's wheat. So, we're going to get that wheat. We're going to get this here. Let's go ahead and remove some of this stuff here. Let's extend our road out. And let's see if we can grab 2 more farms. Cool. Okay. So now we've got 2, 4, 6, 7 farms going here. We've got a little bit more. We've got a little bit more farming going on. As you can see, We're never really quite full up on our food here. We only had a few farms. It wasn't providing enough. Certainly not enough to sell. Hopefully what this will do is this will allow us to get a ton of food here, so we have a big stock and we can start selling the excess to Rome. There's a problem here. You remember how I told you how we want these houses to merge like these ones have? We've got a nice 2x2 houses. You can see some of them here haven't merged. We've got these losers over here, and they've got the poor people sitting outside being bums. If you right-click on a house, it'll tell you its status and what it needs and how many people live there. You need to improve the desirability of the local area, perhaps by placing some gardens or plaza, for example. Now, we could just bulldoze it. We could kick all these plebs out and send them into the wilds and preferably have them killed. And then rebuild and see if they do it correctly. Or we can try to satisfy this need for more desirability. Now, there's a correct building to build here to do this, but we don't have it right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to build some gardens. Let's build some gardens right here. We'll get one there, and we'll get one there. How about that? And now, oh, these guys are happy with those gardens. They're leveling up. And these guys are happy mostly, but they're still mad at the small shack here. So let's go ahead and get one more. One more garden. Where did I put your garden? Am I hitting the wrong button? Gardens. Yes, I am. There we go. Let's see if these merge together now. Even the fountain.
Intelligence has not yet determined the exact location
God.
of the beacon. But you
Holy
can be
shit.
sure it will be heavily
My
guarded
penis
by
is a
civilians.
wreck. Same sweater, by the way. You can see here that there's just one holdout. There's just one poor guy here who just will not upgrade his house. So what I'm going to do at this point, because I'm frustrated, is I'm just going to slaughter all the poor people here and send them out. I'm going to kick them out of the city. They can go live with the Greeks. We're going to rebuild. There we go. There we go. Ooh, look at this. Down here on the bottom right, which of course my mic is covering, we have our clay. Well, you can see it right here. We have definitely enough clay. He's only asking us for 4. So let's go ahead and send the request out. There we go. And then let me... I've moved my camera so many times on this. I'm going to move it a little bit more just so it's off. There. Holy smoka. Gifted subs, type 0, thank you. You and Coding are buying my lunch today. Thank you so much. Bigly appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You too, on YouTube, watching this now, can come have a great time. And torture me for free. Well, or for money. Preferably for money. Please pay me when you torture me. I like it.
Build gardens to please the poor. Slaughter the poor.
Fruppy understands. He understands. He sees how this works now. Uh-oh. We got another request. The king requests wheat. Governor, crops have failed and citizens of Rome are starving. I command...
I got fucking jizzed on. I got fucking creamy, gushy jizzed on by the fucking queen.
Stop it. I command that you stockpile 32 cartloads of wheat in Ostia for immediate dispatch. This will bring some measure of relief to the city and avoid violent turmoil. When you stockpile 32 cartloads of wheat, it will automatically be sent to Rome. This will grant you 15 favor, 1,500 denarii, and Rome will start buying more wheat quota per year. This is a one-time event and will not repeat. Until you fulfill this objective, you will lose 1 favor.
He's coming hard. He's coming fast.
Every 2 months. All right. This is slightly different from the quest we just got, or rather the request we just got from Caesar. Even though it says King Request Suite. This is a quest, or a mission. This will not pop up on our sidebar here. It's its own separate thing. It's a one-time thing, it will not be repeated like it says, and it provides you with some tangible rewards that aren't just favor. So, that means... Also, what are these emotes that are unlocking on this hype train? They're so awful. This means we want to do this normally, actually kind of as quickly as possible, because there's a penalty if we don't do it. So we're going to want to stock up 32 wheat here as quickly as we can. Once we have it, Caesar will immediately take it, and we don't have to worry about it. We don't have to press a button to make it happen or anything like that. So don't get too flustered about it. It'll just happen. You just have to make the conditions for it to happen, and that's it. That's it. All right. We're getting our food stockpile. Wheat's coming in bigly. Very bigly. This is going to reach 32 in no time, at which point Caesar will yeet it out and he'll take care of it, right? However, we have a lot to do before we finish this map. A lot to do. One thing that's happening right now is we rebuilt this house. You remember those poor people we slaughtered? Their wives and children included? Well, it turns out their property is haunted. And even though we've put up for sale signs here to invite fresh immigrants here for the slaughter, I mean for the working mines, no one's coming in, and I can't figure out why. So let's go ahead, head over here. Lack of jobs prevents immigration. Some areas have high crime levels, by the way. Whew. These plebs. We need more jobs. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's get a few things going. First, I'm gonna get another timber yard here. I'm gonna get another clay pit. Oh, I can't fit it right there. Very sad. Get another clay pit here. We've got plenty of farms, but I kind of... Jesus. Okay, we're getting a lot of notifications. We'll cover those in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and get one more farm. Let's make sure we connect our road here. In fact, you know what? Let's get two. Let's get two. Here we go. We're living on the edge. What kind of crime? It's mostly pleb on pleb. You know, there's a very small percentage of plebs who do the majority of the crime, but I can't really identify who they are. No one knows. Look, you're distracting me and you're making me say things I'm gonna have to delete out of the video. You fucking maniac. Stop it. Okay. Starvation avoided, by the way. So, you can see our granary is empty. Caesar has yoinked out our wheat, and we got a message. Governor, thanks to Ceres, farmers report that harvests should return to normal. I thank you for your prompt dispatch and inform you that Rome will buy any excess production from Ostia to prevent future incidents like this. Great. Rome buys more wheat quota per year. 1,500 denarii and 15 favor required. Cool. That gives us a little bit of money. Alright, but we still have a lot of unemployed plebs here. We've got 95 unemployed plebs, and you can see them sitting around, loafing around outside. So, let's go ahead and get some employment. And we're going to want to set up a trade route here. So, let's go to our map. And you can see that Greek colony, Crouton. Here it is, Crouton. They buy clay and timber. Costs 700 to open. Let's go ahead and open it with them. And it's a sea route, so you're going to see this blue dotted line attaching to your city and a little boat. A cute little boat there. A little bireme. Or a briem, as Coding calls it. Now, if you open a sea trade route and you don't have a dock to accept it, you will be informed, so don't worry. So that means we need a dock. We need a dock. We can build it right here. We can also get a bridge and build it over here. Now, docks are undesirable. Alright? You gotta get this through your head, alright? Docks, like Gauls, are undesirable in your city. You wanna put it a little bit further away from your boys. I can put it across the river here. That could be something we do. And that would also let us make use of some of the space right here. We could get some trees for lumber. We could get some clay down here because this is near water. Dungeons are not disabled. They are enabled. I don't know why they're not working. Look. What do I look like to you? Tanja's probably doing some kind of maintenance. I'll go ahead and disable and re-enable them in a second, though. Alright. Let me go ahead and create a few things here. We're going to get our engineer. We're going to get our prefecture. Always make sure to get those things so things don't burn down. Do I have the ability to get a warehouse right here? Ooh, I do not. It's slightly off. That's okay. I'll just put it. Thank you, LBT, for putting an emote that best describes my inner turmoil right now. You're truly a blessed man and a blessed lad. I love you. Okay. We have a sea trade route. We've got our dock up here. This is accepting shipments, which is what we want. And they're going to be buying timber and clay. So let's go ahead and allow these. We'll split it down the middle, half and half. There we go. This is what we're going to need to get. Timber and clay. So let's go ahead and set that up right now. Again, we still have plenty of unemployment here. In fact, look at this. Those plebs we killed, we absolutely slaughtered, and the haunted houses. Well, now that we got more jobs, people are like, well, the plebs were killed, but damn, that house is on some nice property. Let's go move there. So we got new plebs moving in. You'd love to see it. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab a timber yard here. We're going to get another one right there. Very good. We're going to get some clay. Like that. Let's go ahead and grab this road out here. And let's get one more timber yard here. There we go. That looks nice. And then, because we have a little bit of dead space here that we could use, let's get a clay pit up here. There we go. The road's touching that. That's fine. All right, Fruppy, have a good night. But there's a big problem here. Okay. Getting back to this. These buildings, this infrastructure is separated from our city. There's a big old river right here. We got to do something about that. We need to build a bridge. I'm getting trolled here, boys. I'm getting absolutely trolled. Okay. Thank God. I'm going to go ahead and get a ship bridge right here. And now this is connected. Now the workers can make it over here and work. Let's go ahead and unpause. We got a request for lumber during that whole mess. So we'll let the lumber come in and then we'll go ahead and send that off to Caesar. No worries. No worries. Okay. We've successfully set up our dock. We've got some infrastructure. We've got a warehouse right here. Boom. Commander. We are ready to sell to the Greeks of Crouton. All right. So, the city's looking a lot healthier. We're making money. We've got industry. We have a notification saying we're a proper Roman colony, actually. Let's take a look. Governor, so far Ostia has been a great success under your guidance. I decree that educated citizens are to be sent from Rome to educate and entertain the people of Ostia and promote proper Roman culture. Furthermore, you can now levy taxes from the local population to... Let's just say you're a guy. And you want to... For some reason, you want to come... I'm not going into the deep mechanics of favor and anything like that. It's not really important to anyone who's playing this game casually. Okay. Furthermore, you can now levy taxes from the local population to fund further expansion. Continue to excel at your duties and bring the citizens of Ostia a higher standard of living. Unlocked buildings, theater, amphitheater, actor colony, gladiator school, school, plaza, statues, and forum. To achieve victory, it's not necessary to evolve houses past small casa level, but if you wish, the Greek city of Crouton can sell you pottery to facilitate small insula level, which grants extra tax rate and higher prosperity rating. New objective, achieve a population of 1,250 plebs and have an active theater, a school to reach a prosperity of 35. 35. Let's go. All right. So, you can see we're getting closer to our ultimate victory conditions. And we've done it without actually doing something important here. So, if you remember, Rome, lovely Rome here, they buy wheat, and we even got a quest that expands the amount they will buy from us per year, right? But we never turned wheat on to sell. Some maps, especially the early ones, the economy is pretty lenient. You don't have to worry about min-maxing every single import and export. That can come as you're figuring things out. As long as you're making enough money and this number is mostly going up, you're doing a pretty good job. In this case, because we have all this extra wheat, we might as well start selling. So, we'll go ahead and go to our trade advisor here. We'll go to wheat, and we will set it on exporting. Here we go. Here we go. So now, traders can come in and buy that wheat. Now, this might create a problem, which I'll go into later if we see it happen, but we're not too worried about it. Ah! Actually, we're seeing it happen right now. This is perfect. This is exactly what we wanted. Okay. This is exactly what we want. When you have land traders, what they'll do is they'll come in here from this red signpost, just like everyone else, and they'll go to wherever you have the goods that they want are. So in this case, they were coming right here and buying from here. But we built a new warehouse, right? We built a new one right here, and we built it for our shipyard. This was supposed to be for the shipyard here. Well, these guys don't differentiate between what is for who. You have to explicitly tell the warehouse who gets what and how much. So we're going to right-click on this warehouse. And this one, we're going to click on the ass here. The ass. The donkey man. Get him out of here. We're forbidding donkeys from coming in here. No donkeys. Similarly, even though it's not a big deal right now, we'll go ahead and forbid boats from getting from this. There we go. So now, donkey boys will no longer come up here to buy goods. They'll only go to this one, which is what we want. That is the correct thing to do. They'll also buy wheat directly from this warehouse. Now, it may happen that one of them buys wheat and turns around to buy something over here. If that happens, we'll talk about that and get into it. But we're not too worried right now. However, we're selling out, and this warehouse is empty quite a bit. You never want an empty warehouse. So let's go ahead and get another timber yard. And let's get another clay pit. Can I get one right there? I cannot. You hate to see it. And I'm too lazy to add another one and fix my road, so I'm not going to. Take that, game. You can't make me conform to you. I'm a strong, independent Roman. Alright, we'll just add the timber. That should be fine. You can see that the boat was sending out some cart pushers there that picked up the goods. So they've bought what they wanted to buy. There we go. Slay. That's exactly what we wanted. This is also empty, so we could add a little bit more here as well. Let's do that. Let's get a little deeper here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get our road out here. Let's grab a timber yard. And can I go ahead and get another clay pit here? I can. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and extend that road one more tile. There we go. So now we've got 4 clay, 4 timber coming up here. And we still haven't delivered that timber, so let's go ahead and deliver it right now to Caesar. And then, as you can see, our wheat is now being sold. We are starting to really make big money off wheat. Oh boy. Oh shucks. Gentlemen, we have goofed. This is good. We have kind of a janky farm arrangement here. We have this road that's kind of forking out here. It's turning down this way. If we right-click on our prefecture, we can actually see where the prefecture is going. Let me turn this here. And we can see he's actually not even going up this road. He's ignoring it completely. He's derelict in his duty. You hate to see it. And you might think, well, what about this one? Well, this is getting covered because the prefectures and the engineers, they have a radius of 2 where they can say, where they can touch buildings. So they don't have to be like touching it. So this one's getting the benefit from these guys when they're walking this way. But this one was not. This one was not. So let's get rid of this. And sadly, because of the way I set this up, I don't think I could rebuild this here and get it to any coverage unless I created a little bit of jank here with like road blocking right here and then creating a new path. This is all too much work, and what I'm going to do here instead is just rebuild the farm on this road right here. We'll go ahead and take this off, and that's fine. And this farm can now function right here in its place. Perfect. We could get another farm if we wanted here as well. Again, none of this is super efficient. We've got farms that are quite far away from the granary. It doesn't matter for now. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Things are allowed to be slightly inefficient. You don't have to play this game at a very high level to enjoy it. Ultimately, build things however you want, wherever you want. If it's getting you your W's, then that's all that matters. Alright, we'll go ahead and get one more farm here. We're running a little low on plebs, aren't we? Well, remember, we need entertainment and education. And now that we can build them, let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to refill my water real quick. My throat is getting really dry because I'm talking so much. I'll be right back. Alright. Alright, crackers consumed. But Val, they're not crackers, they're senbei. They're different from crackers. You should call them by their proper Japanese names so the people know that you're actually consuming a product and a cultural heritage of Japan. You can't rob them of their heritage by calling them crackers. You should call them what they are, senbei. Wow. Thanks, chat. I'm just kidding. No one in chat said that. I was just making fun of it. Okay. All right. Jesus. 13th, why are you taking shots at Cody now? What do you do to you? All right. Let's get back in here. First of all, I'm going to get another garden. It was his turn. All right. Look. We've got money coming in. We've got food. We've got plebs. But we don't have enough. Our population goal is 1250. We only have 988. We're a little bit light. We are pleb light. If you click on our houses, like we said, you can see what the plebs need. They need desirability here. Over here, desirability. Entertainment. So there's a little a mix of stuff we don't have for the plebs right now. That needs to be fixed. Desirability being 1, entertainment, and then education being 2. Now, for me, I usually group education and entertainment together when I'm building things, so I'll in my brain I'll just partition them together, so I usually don't get one without the other. Well, that's not true. Later on I do, but in the beginning when you're just trying to get to small causes, you can do this. So, what we're going to do is we're going to grab a theater. You have other choices. Amphitheaters, for example, you could get this. Theaters are smaller, a little bit, so I prefer the theater to start out with. And then we have a school here. You'll have a choice of getting a library later. I get the library first all the time. Again, I don't know why I do this. It's just the way I do, but I don't think it actually matters. Maybe it does. Who cares? Whatever. And we have some spaces where we could make things a little bit more desirable. Now, it happens that on this map now, we have the one building in the whole game that we want. We're going to get rid of all these gardens here. I don't want to get rid of the fountains. The only desirability building here, or the desirability, as you might like to call it, that you actually want to build in this game is the pond. In this case, because it fits here, we're going to get small ponds. Oh yeah, look at all of them. But if you have room for it, you can get the bigger ponds. Ponds are the most aesthetic choice. Very aesthetic. Ideally, if you're not building ponds in your blocks, you want to resign your position, you want to open your window, and you want to take a step outside. Preferably if you live on the 4th floor. Now, these ponds, you can see the plebs love them so much that they are upgrading their homes from thatched mud huts to the first level of proper Roman home, the small casa. You love to see it. As the homes get upgraded, they get bigger, and more plebs will move in. You can see the fresh plebs coming in right now. Boom, there we go. Love to see all those small classes. I'm going to check right here for our housing advisor and see. Okay, our total capacity is 1292. That's all we need. Our goal is 1250. All we need is 1292. And this should be more than enough to fulfill the goal of what we need. Also, you can see we are selling, or we're producing way more than we can sell. So we are stockpiling here as well. Not stockpiling so much here. That's fine. We don't care. We're making money. It is what it is. Now, you can upgrade these more if you wanted to. You could buy pottery and oil. You can do whatever you want with that. We're not going to do that this time. We're just going to let this finish on its own. Real quick, if I go over here and click on prosperity, the max prosperity for me is 35. And would you look at that? My goal prosperity is 35. So this mission essentially is complete. We just have to wait for it. Wait for it to finish up. Now, the gods might get angry here because we're going to have more plebs, so I'm going to go ahead and build more temples here. Remember, temples don't have to be in your main block. You only need a couple of them, really. At first, you only really need one. I usually just put them here to start out with, but you don't need them here. You can remove them, you can replace them, you get large temples. Doing this like I do here, just creating a swath of temples to start is fine, but you do it however you want. All right. You can see our population has achieved our goal here. Everything is there except for prosperity. And prosperity, as long as you don't have like many fluctuations here, things aren't going crazy, all you really have to do is wait. You can see the gods are getting angry, by the way. So the gods are kind of pissed right now, but we put down these just in time, so the gods are going to chill. They're going to be like, okay, we see you. You're fine. You're fine. It's lovely. So, despite being ugly, this is completed, and actually, wow, okay, it changed, so the prosperity just shoots up to its goal there. Perfect. That's what we want to see.